Part 5 of Prometheus Bound by Aeschylus, translated by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Hermes enters. I speak to thee, that sophist, speaker down of scorn by scorn, that sinner against gods, that reverencer of men, that thief of fire. I speak to and adjure thee. Zeus commands thy declaration of what marriage rite is this to move thy vaunt and cause his fall from absolute rule. And do not wrap thy speech in riddles, but speak clearly. Do not cast ambiguous paths, Prometheus, for my feet, since Zeus, thou mayst perceive, is scarcely won to mercy by such means.
A speech well-mouthed in the utterance, and full-minded in the sense, as doth befit a servant of the gods. New gods, ye newly reign, and think, forsooth, ye dwell in towers too high for any dart to take a wound there. Have I not stood by while 2 kings fell from thence? And shall I not behold the third, the same who rules you now, fall shamed to sudden ruin? Do I seem to tremble and quail before your modern gods? I cast the thought off far. For thee, depart, retread thy steps in haste. To all so asked, I answer nothing.
'Twas this wind of pride that took thee of yore full sail upon these rocks.
I would not barter. Learn thou soothly that, by suffering for thy service. For I hold it is a nobler thing to serve this rock than live a faithful slave to Father Zeus. And thus on scorners I retort their scorn.
It seems that thou dost glory in thy despair.
I glory? Would my foes did glory so, and I stood by to see? In naming them, thou art not unremembered.
Dost thou charge me also with the blame of any grief?
I tell thee, I loathe the universal gods, who for the good I gave them rendered back the ill of their injustice.
Thou art mad. I hear thee raving, Titan, at the full.
If it be madness to abhor my foes, may I be mad.
If thou wert prosperous, thou wouldst be unendurable.
Alas!
Zeus knows not that word.
But maturing time doth teach all things.
Howbeit thou hast not learnt the wisdom yet thou needest.
If I had, I should not talk thus with a slave like thee.
Thou dost vouchsafe no answer, as I think, to the great sire's requirements.
Verily, I owe him grateful service, and should pay it.
Why, thou dost mock me, Titan, as I stood a child before thy face.
No child, forsooth, but yet more foolish than a foolish child, if thou expect that I should answer aught thy Zeus can ask. No torture from his hand, nor any machination in the world, shall force mine utterance, ere he loose himself these cankerous fetters from me. For the rest, let him now hurl his blenching lightnings down, and with his white-winged snows and mutterings deep of subterranean thunders mix all things, confound them in disorder. None of this shall bend my sturdy will, and make me speak the name of his dethroner who shall come.
Can this avail thee? Look to it.
Long ago it was looked forward to, pre-counselled of.
Vain god, take righteous courage. Dare for once to apprehend and front thine agonies with a just prudence.
Vainly dost thou chafe my soul with exhortation, as the sea goes beating on the rock. Oh, think no more that I, fear struck by Zeus to a woman's mind, will supplicate him, loathed as he is, with womanly upliftings of my hands, to break these chains. Far from me be the thoughts.
I have indeed, methinks, said much in vain, for still thy heart, beneath my shower of prayers, lies dry and hard. Nay, leaps like a young horse who bites against the new bit in his teeth, and tugs and struggles against the new tried rein. Still fiercest in the weakest thing of all, which sophism is, for absolute will alone, when left to its motions in perverted minds, is worse than null for strength. Behold and see, unless my words persuade thee, what a blast and whirlwind of inevitable woe must sweep persuasion through thee. For at first the Father will split up this jut of rock with the great thunder and the bolted flame, and hide thy body where the hinge of stone shall catch it like an arm, and when thou hast passed a long black time within, thou shalt come out to front the sun. And Zeus's winged hound, the strong carnivorous eagle, shall wheel down to meet thee, self-called to a daily feast, and set his fierce beak in thee, and tear off the long rags of thy flesh, and batten deep upon thy dusky liver. Do not look for any end, moreover, to this curse, or ere some god appear, to bear thy pangs on his own head vicarious, and descend with unreluctant steps the darks of hell, and the deep glooms enringing Tartarus. Then ponder this. The threat is not a growth of vain invention. It is spoken and meant. For Zeus's mouth is impotent to lie, and doth complete the utterance in the act. So look to it, thou. Take heed, and never more forget good counsel, to indulge self-will.
This Hermes suits his reasons to the times. At least I think so, since he bids thee drop self-will for prudent counsel. Yield to him, when the wise err, their wisdom proves their shame.
Unto me the foreknower, this mandate of power, he cries to reveal it, and scarce strange in my fate if I suffer from hate at the hour that I feel it. Let the locks of the lightning, all bristling and whitening, flash, coiling me round, while the ether goes surging 'neath thunder and scourging of wild winds unbound. Let the blast of the firmament whirl from its place the earth rooted below, and the brine of the ocean, in rapid emotion, be it driven in the face of the stars up in heaven as they walk to and fro. Let them hurl me anon into Tartarus, onto the blackest degree, with necessity's vortices strangling me down. But he cannot join death to a fate meant for me.
Why, the words that he speaks and the thoughts that he thinks are maniacal, sad, And if fate, who hath bound him, just loosens the links, yet he's nigh to be mad. Then depart ye who groan with him, leaving to moan with him. Go in haste, lest the roar of the thunder in nearing should blast you to idiocy, living and hearing.
Change thy speech for another, thy thought for a new, if to move me and teach me indeed be thy care. For thy words swerve so far from the loyal and true, that the thunder of Zeus seems more easy to bear. How couldst teach me to venture such vileness? Behold, I choose with this victim this anguish foretold, for I turn from the traitor in hate and disdain, and I know that the curse of the treason is worse than the pang of the chain.
Then remember, O nymphs, what I uttered before. Nor, when pierced by the arrows that Ate will throw you, cast the blame on your fate, and declare evermore that Zeus thrust you on anguish he did not foreshow you. Nay, verily nay, for ye perish anon for your deed, by your choice, by no blindness of doubt, no abruptness of doom, but by madness alone, in the great net of Ate, whence none cometh out, ye are wound and undone.
Ay, in act now, in word now, no more. Earth is rocking in space, and the thunders crash up with a roar upon roar, and red eddies of lightning flash fires in my face, and the whirlwinds are whirling the dust round and round, and the blasts of the winds universal leap free, and blow each upon each with a passion of sound, and ether goes mingling in storm with the sea. Such a curse on my head, and a manifest dread from the hand of your Zeus has been hurtled along. O my father's fair glory, O ether enringing all eyes with the sweet common light of thy bringing, dost thou see how I suffer this wrong?
End of part 5. End of Prometheus Bound by Aeschylus, translated by Elizabeth Barrett Browning.